Games are bad, they make you mad. Games are bad, they make you mad.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Game Set Crash. Today we will be discussing the 2003 shock humor title Postal 2. Before the modern age of internet trolling, but well after children learned they could disturb adults by swearing, Postal 2 ruled the land of offense, holding the official title of Daddy's Little Tryhard de facto bad boy supreme. So egregiously coarse was his content that 5 countries banned it for what they called gross, abhorrent content. Even the Fergalicious Miss Fergie herself thought Postal 2 was retarded in here and illustrated as much with the aid of the full Black Eyed Peas ensemble by using it to exemplify the problem with kids and video games in their music video for Where Is the Love? A video that I, upon revisiting, would think bears a strange resemblance to the controversial Kendall Jenner Pepsi protest ad, while others still listen in 2018. And on that note, it's time we hand things over to our man Sean, who is on location in the Digispace with a special report. Take it away, Sean.
I don't care if she's the last child on Earth. I'm not paying for it. Jesus. It's called the cold shoulder, and someone might be giving it to you right now. Recently, schools all across our nation are awash with this strange new trend. In Arizona, there is a town called Paradise, but you won't find any angels around. No, this is a town of violence and debauchery. The citizens are heavily armed, and performing even the most mundane task can put you in harm's way. I recently went undercover to learn more about its inhabitants, and what I learned may surprise you. Is that it? Alright.
Welcome to Paradise. That is what the sign reads as you approach one of the most dangerous communities you might ever encounter. Paradise is a small Arizona town torn straight off the pages of the greatest horrors of history. And it is here that I will be attempting to infiltrate and live as one with its peoples so that we might better understand this dark corner of our world. And perhaps learn something about ourselves. I intend to achieve this through rigorous observation and study, followed by a cautious and deliberate integration with its community until I feel I have fully understood their nature. Let's begin. After smoking what the locals call a health pipe and cloaking my meat space scent in Digispace urine, I felt confident I would be able to walk among the Paradisians so long as I keep a low profile and focus on observation. This, however, would be a luxury unafforded to me, as just as soon as I would leave my enclosure, I would be approached by a man supposing to know me. With very little time to react in the parlance of a local and without a jarring disruption of natural rhythms, I would be forced to extrapolate from what little I learned thus far. In the literal 10 seconds I spent messing around by my trailer not more than a moment ago. Drugs are good, and urine is funny. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I thought to myself, having gained nothing from my foolhardy how-do-you-do save for an agitated neighbor and my inevitable death, as was the promise in this hostile land. Unarmed and with neighbor and dog in tow, I attempted to weaponize what I thought a harmless gesture only moments ago. Failing to slow my canine captor this way, and feeling wholly confused as to what purpose my bladder might serve in this world, I resorted to the only other weapon in my arsenal, a box of kitchen matches. This proved as ineffectual as my other attempts to preserve myself, and I was now cornered. It would seem my time here was over before it had even began. There was so much left unlearned of this strange land and its culture, but as I stood on the bar awaiting my fate, it occurred to me that a curious life drawn short need not be one without meaning. The world is a cruel and wonderful vampire, and while my time here was brief, it was uniquely mine. My mind in these final moments, a keg of wisp and fragments, thought of Fergie and how she seems to have done a reaction GIF photo shoot. I thought of Gary Coleman and how I would never get to meet him at the mall tomorrow, and at last I thought of the shirt worn by the man who would shortly take my life, and I regret nothing. I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart. How much you miss it. And you miss it. And you miss it. And you miss it. And you did it right from the start.